throwing some parts back on it. Rob pull up on me, so he's gonna give me a hand. I'm gonna try to get the doors and the deck lid on. So put the camera down, throw it on time lapse, and hopefully he doesn't scratch anything. We're able to get the doors on and the deck lid. I still call it a trunk lid. Some of the fancy people call them deck lids. But I gotta say, the doors, they looked a lot better on the Sawhorse. Once they got put on the car, you can see a lot more imperfections. What do you think? You couldn't see that when it was on the Sawhorse.
Yeah, nice. But like I said, man, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
She looks a lot better than when it came on.
Yeah. Just got it pretty much set into place. Still have to adjust everything. But slowly putting it back together. Like I said, I'm not going for a show car. Just a decent street car. So that's it for today. It's getting hot. Alright, so probably get too far ahead of myself. This rear trunk filler, there are 3 clips in there. Mine are all broke, so just have to order some. But there's 3 clips, just go along the side. And there's a tab on the actual filler part itself that slides in between those clips. So I just have them set up there for now. And then I think it's just 3 screws. I'll just screw into place. So I'm just gonna mock it up into place for now. Eventually I'll get around to ordering those clips, but just trying to clear up some room. That looks pretty bad. But clean up some room. Hopefully either get the Elco or the PT in the garage. More than likely the Elco. But yeah, like I said, there's 3 clips that go in the rear trunk filler, and it's 3 screws, and that's it for there. Like I said, I'm just having it mocked up just to get everything in place, see what I still need. But yeah, let me finish screwing this down, and we'll get to it. Alright, so just trying to adjust these doors. I already made the mistake of putting the fender on and then opening the door, realizing the gap was too close and ended up scratching it. But what I'm going to do is, another paint shop, they mix up aerosol cans. I'm going to see if they mix up touch-up pens and just touch those 2 areas up. So what I'm doing now is trying to get the door. I'm gonna start by getting the height set on the striker. So keep adjusting the striker. So it needs 1 more shim in there. I believe just 1 more. So because right now it's getting caught up. So I'm gonna throw 1 more striker in there, and then when I tighten it up, I'm gonna tighten the striker so it's as high as possible. There's a catch nut in there, so it has some play in there for adjustment. Same thing with up here. There's a plate in here that floats, so you kind of have to adjust it to where you want and tighten it down into place. That's kind of what I'm doing with this back one so far. So see all that play in the door. Right now, the latch is hitting right here. So push that out a little bit, and hopefully that'll be enough. I think the door would have to slide back some also, but I'm trying to get those body lines lined up first, and then I'll adjust the front. But let me put this down and get back to it. So, put the striker all the way up. These body lines do line up. Next thing is, sticks out just slightly. So, I'm gonna push the striker in just a little bit so that I could try to get these lined up. Once those are lined up, then I'm gonna try to push it back a little bit to close this gap up. So, trying to get the door set in the back first. And I think once it's on that striker, there'll be a little bit of play in there. I'll be able to push the front back. These are still somewhat loose, so that's good. And once I get these set in, then I'm gonna attempt to put that spring back in that goes right in here. So yeah, that's the plan. So alright, so this side is almost lined up. The only problem is I have now, well, I might have to get the fender on all the way and then make sure this top piece lines up. But the gaps in between the doors are good. It's not hitting the fender anymore. We'll see once I tighten all that down. This one still needs a little bit of adjustment, but I'm missing a few of the bolts, so gotta grab a few bolts. But this gap on here, I have to move it forward a little bit down here. But in order to do that, really can't adjust it, so I'll grab some more bolts. So I have about one of each of the nuts and bolts and clips that I need to go grab a couple more. So I'll run to the either Home Depot or the parts store and grab a couple. So I have all these also, so hopefully I have enough. Or made a list. I think I just need a few of each one, so hopefully I'm not missing any more. All these, I'm pretty sure they just go somewhere along the core support or somewhere along the firewall. A few of them are for the hood, so should be good there. I don't think I'll need any more for the hood, but we'll see. But yeah, just messing around trying to get all that straight, but it's starting to look pretty good. Have the jack up there just to help really not raise the door, just support it for the most part, but so that helps out. These clips on here, like I mentioned earlier, I think you have to order those, so we'll see. But a little bit more adjustment, that should come down some. So that's almost there. But and after that, need to paint the inside of the wheel wells, and then grab a few more of these clips and a couple of the bolts and get the other side in also. But it's a lot to do. Trying not to scratch it up even more, but we'll see how that goes. I know I was trying not to scratch up some of these bolts, but just taking them off, taking them back on, I'm gonna scratch them up a little bit. Depending on where they are, I might go back through and touch them up. I know once I put these in with the wheel wells, I'll go back in and touch up all the tops of them, just so you don't see the bottom of the bolts. I said that color, so I'll touch them up with a little bit of paint. But probably run out later and grab all those. Might just call it a day for now. Enjoy the rest of my day off. So yeah, it's getting there. And I have priced out the cowl here, and what else? And I guess the O-ring or the gasket that goes beyond the AC delete plate. Have priced those out. Haven't pulled the trigger on them yet, but I will. I know I have all the clips somewhere in the bag, so I'll throw those on before the new windshield gets in. And same thing with the back. I know I didn't take the back window out, but there's a couple of the clips missing and a couple that need to come out, so make sure I have enough to do all that also. But it's just baby steps.